So we are going to discuss equilibrium of forces today. Equilibrium of bodies means that whenever more than one force act on a body, but the body is still not moving, it means that those forces are balancing each other. In the other words, we can say the resultant of all those forces is zero. Yes, from this example, we can understand if these two blue arrows are acting on this box, but still the box is not moving, the reason may be these two forces are opposite and equal, so such that the line of action is same, so the forces are producing zero resultant force on this body. Similarly, if you forget these two arrows and imagine that these three are the force directions of three boys who are pulling this box in different direction, but still the box is not moving, the reason may be because their force, these two forces, their resultant will be in this direction, and this third force is balancing this resultant. That's why again the resultant of all the 1 2 and 3 forces is becoming 0. So that was just a case which I told you to imagine a table being pulled by two or three boys in different direction, but still the table is not moving. So here we have to understand that two points are very important to be noted. Number one, all the forces which are acting on a body, their resultant should be 0, so that there is no change in the state of rest of the body. Now I was explaining you the state of rest, but if even the body is in linear motion, and the linear motion with a constant speed is constant, then also if number of forces are acting on that body and the resultant is 0, the linear motion state will not change at all, means that speed will not vary, right? So the state of the body will not change, whether the state is of rest or of linear motion. Second thing which should be kept in mind for equilibrium is that if the body is fixed at a point, means if the body is pivoted, like the body was pivoted here, right? Then the movements of all the forces should be, their resultant should be 0. Like in this case, the movement was not 0 because इसका भी clockwise था, इसका भी, right? But अगर ये force ना हो और वो downward force act कर रही हो, तो ये balance हो जाएगा, because clockwise movement will be, earlier it was anti-clockwise, sorry, here now clockwise movement will be balanced by this anti-clockwise movement, so the body will still be in the horizontal position. So such a case when there is no state change of the body, we call that state as equilibrium. So what will be the definition of equilibrium? That when a number of forces act on a body and they produce no change in its state of rest or of linear motion or rotational motion, then the body is said to be in equilibrium. So considering these things in mind, there are two kinds of equilibrium, because either the body can be in state of rest. So when the body is at rest, the equilibrium state will be called static equilibrium. Static means the rest position. And if the body is already in a state of motion, but the forces are acting on the body and these forces will not change the state of motion, then we will say it is in dynamic equilibrium. So let's consider the different examples of these kinds of equilibrium. First is static equilibrium. Now in static equilibrium, as we have discussed the case of this block, right? So it is in static equilibrium because no net horizontal force in any direction is acting on the body. All the forces are balancing each other. Similarly, bache, the case when a book is lying on a table. A book is lying on the table. Then in this case, what was that? It was in the previous class also. Let us say this is a table, this is a book, and weight of the book is acting downward, normal reaction is acting upward, and these two are balancing each other. The book stays in the state of rest, so that book is also in the static equilibrium. Third case is the case of a beam balance. In a beam balance, what happens? See on the next page, please come on the next page. This is an example of a beam balance, similar to beam balance. When the two pans are having same weights and they are at the same distance, let us say this pan is also on this distance, the similar distance, then the movements will balance each other, and the balance, in the balance condition, the beam will be in horizontal position, means at rest. So it will be an example of static equilibrium. Now let us discuss the examples of dynamic equilibrium. Now in case of dynamic equilibrium, whatever forces or whatever movements of forces are acting on a body, the body remains in the same state of motion, whether translational or rotational. First example is example of a raindrop. Like when raindrops are coming down towards earth with a constant velocity, what would be the reason? The reason would be that the different forces which are acting on the raindrops, just like force of friction of air, which is also called viscosity, or the buoyant force of air or atmosphere, and third one is the weight of the raindrop, all are balancing each other such that the net force on the drop is zero and it falls down with a constant velocity. Similarly, bache, at a particular height, aeroplane moves with a same speed, a constant speed. Reason is the upward lift means upward lifting force balances the weight of the aeroplane. That's why it can move with a constant velocity. So it is also in a state of dynamic equilibrium. Third case is actually having many examples in it. How? Every uniform circular motion. That uniform circular motion we'll be discussing in this chapter in the last topic also. Every kind of circular motion, uniform circular motion, where the body is moving on a circular path with a uniform speed, like planets moving around sun, like a stone tied with a string, and you are whirling that stone in a horizontal circle with your hand, then tension in the string is only providing centripetal force. So all these kinds of motion, because the speed remains constant, so these are the examples of dynamic equilibrium. So in the nutshell, what are the conditions for the equilibrium? Number one, mark these please. Number one, resultant of all the forces acting on the body should be zero. Second thing, if there are some movements produced in the body, then algebraic sum of movements of all the forces acting on the body should be zero. Now let us elaborate this point. How the algebraic sum is to be calculated. So let's see this diagram once again. Now you forget about this pencil drawing which I draw. Suppose that there are two weights hanging on a scale, and the scale is pivoted from its center point, and the two weights are hanging from this pivot point at different distances, L1 and L2. Now in the balance condition, what will happen? The clockwise movement will be balanced with by the anti-clockwise movement. It means if the lengths are different, weights would also be different. So in equilibrium position, clockwise movement will be W1 into L1, and anti-clockwise movement will be W2 and L2. Now he is saying that algebraic sum should be 0. If these moments are equal and opposite, then we know that anti-clockwise is taken as positive. So W2 L2 minus W1 L1 should be equal to 0. This is the meaning of algebraic sum of moments should be 0. And there may be more moments, there may be more weights hanging, like here also, but still the body is in state of equilibrium. It means sum of all the clockwise movements and sum of all the anti-clockwise movements should balance each other. तो एक से ज़्यादा movements हो सकती हैं बॉडी में, एक से ज़्यादा चीज़ें हैंग कर सकते हो आप, बट स्टिल इट कैन बी रिमेनिंग इन हॉरिजॉन्टल कंडीशन. So this gives us a principle, a law. So principle of moments. What is principle of moments? It states that in equilibrium state, sum of the anti-clockwise movements should be equal to sum of the clockwise movements acting on the body. Right? So in this paragraph, he is only explaining the same thing, that this is also the statement of principle of movements. You may learn any one, blue box or this one. In this statement, he is saying that if the algebraic sum of moments of all the forces acting on the body about the axis or about the pivot is zero, then the body is in equilibrium. And in this statement, he is reversing that. He is saying in equilibrium. So in equilibrium has to be mentioned in the statement of principle. You should not change the statement of any law or any principle. राइट सो एक बात तो ये है कि या तो आप कह दो कि एल्जेब्रिक सम ऑफ मूवमेंट जीरो है, या आप कह दो कि जितनी एंटी क्लॉकवाइज मूवमेंट्स हैं वो क्लॉकवाइज मूवमेंट्स के बराबर ही होंगी। कब? जब बॉडी जिससे वो हैंग हो रही है वो इक्विलिब्रियम में है, और आपको न्यूमेरिकल प्रॉब्लम्स में मेंशन होगा कि बॉडी हॉरिजॉन्टल है। ठीक है, तो ये वेरिफिकेशन प्रिंसिपल इज एन एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ दिस थिंग ओनली। वेरिफिकेशन ऑफ द प्रिंसिपल कि आप खुद एक स्केल से कुछ ऑब्जेक्ट्स को हैंग करके देखिए, आप कब उस स्केल को हॉरिजॉन्टल कर पाते हैं। आप उसको टाई कीजिए थ्रेड के साथ और यहाँ से होल्ड कीजिए स्केल को, और कोई भी जैसे दो इरेजर्स ही टांग दीजिए, तो आप देखेंगे कि अगर वो वेट्स अलग अलग हैं तो वो डिफरेंट डिस्टेंसेस पे जाके बैलेंस होंगे। इफ ये इफ यू यूज thread loops here for hanging those objects, right? So ultimately what we are concluding from this verification also, that in equilibrium clockwise and anti-clockwise balance, or you may also write that sum of these movements, algebraic sum of these movements become zero. I hope the article is clear to you.